Hello and welcome back, I'm the Game Beaver and today we're doing some more Jurassic World toys unboxing. This one's pretty special because these toys I bought, somebody bought them for me in America, then travelled all the way back to England to give them to me. Not that it was a special journey, they were just coming back and they felt like it. But to present it we have the beautiful assistant, Rah! So, here they are. I don't know if you can see them too well, but we have, I'm going to bring them in order of what I think is the best. We have Dimorphodon, Blue, Ceratosaurus, which is the Wave 2 one, and the Dilophosaurus, which is also the Wave 2. These are, I think, the Growler series, or are they Basha Bide? I can't seem to remember. Now, these are the more expensive toys. You have the sort of little ones, I think they're Bashas, which just sort of have a little action thing, and then they fight like there's like a little T-Rex you can get, and just they're sort of like McDonald's toys basically. These ones are a little bit more. They come with a little light sort of attack wound, so if you click it, they make a noise, and also they have an attack which you can activate. I think it's a tail, or most of them have an attack. Well, they all have an attack, also a little glowy. So we're gonna quickly get an overview. The one I'm most excited for is the Dilophosaurus, because I remember seeing this when the first toys were leaked, and it comes with a projectile, and I mean, it was one of the reasons why I thought Dilophosaurus was going to be the movie. Turned out it was only in it for a brief cameo, which is kind of disappointing. I think the original script had 3 Dilophosauruses in the hologram pop-up, but they decided to make it 1. Doesn't matter to me because it's still a hologram and it's not a real creature. The second one I'm most excited for is the Ceratosaurus. Again, a dinosaur that wasn't even in the movie, but it's here instead. And I love that. I love that they can just bring it in. Dimorphodon is the... actually, probably the one I'm least excited for, but still excited for to unbox. Regularly, we've seen it in the movie. And of course, we have Blue, but this time, Blue has her sickle claws, finally, Jesus. So we're gonna quickly unbox them. Let's get to it. Oh, hush. It's okay, shush, shush, shush. I don't believe it. Okay, so here we are. I'm just gonna address the fact that Blue doesn't stand off the bat. Now, people were saying that the reason why the Velociraptors, like Delta, Charlie, Blue, Echo, didn't have the sickle claw was that there was a manufacturing mistake. That they saw that it wasn't going to be able to stand, so the manufacturers got in touch with Hasbro and said, these toys are unbalanced, but we can fix it. And by fix it, they meant take out the sickle claw and make the feet space wider by adding in just a regular foot. And Hasbro said, okay, yeah, do that. But by the time they realized what they had said okay to, it was too late, and they shipped off all the Raptors and they were already in production. And they all had their normal feet, so Hasbro couldn't call them back. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, we're seeing it right here. This Blue has a sickle claw and cannot stand up, unfortunately. We're going to quickly go over Blue, because Blue is the one that has been from Wave 1, and I'm sure you've seen it before. Lots of people have reviewed this one. So you have, here is the regular battle cry. Nice Velociraptor sound effect, and you can pull the tail, and that slashes the claws and gives a nice attack sound. It sounds like he swipes his claws so fast it cuts the air. So that's Blue's. I mean, we've seen this model before. I think Echo has this pose. So does Blue. He looks too chunky though, I've got to admit it. Blue has like a huge arse. Is it just me? But it does. It has a huge butt, and of course, you have the signature bullet holes there on the side. Paint job is pretty good. Yep, paint job's good. Teeth, again, just like with all the Raptors though, is the only bit where these models sort of fall flat. They just sort of, it's like they just get a paintbrush with too much paint on it and then just line it. So you get like, it might be in the right places, but over time the paint just sort of drips down and goes on the regular face. And I think that's the problem we're having with these models, is just I don't think they've properly set up their blowing computers or what have you. So that's blue, and of course you attack these things, they slash at each other's backs, and it's the first one who like sets off their wound sound effect that wins, and that's what kids are really gonna love about these. So this is Dimorphodon. You've got a lovely, very carnivorous head on it. It's very wide, similar to the one in the movie. Dimorphodon has a very like square head. You can, of course, you pull the back legs together to make it flap, and that also makes it bite. The only downside to that is that you can't move the mouth just separately apart from closing it. You have to flap it in order to do it without just pressing it in. Also, I will address the fact that this bottom jaw is incredibly thin, like snap worthy. I don't know, I think if you caught this wrong, you're gonna end up with half of that jaw missing. That might just be me. I mean, Indominus Rex in the movie, in the game, Jurassic World, the game, I feel like his lower jaw is just too thin, like it's gonna snap. Dimorphodon's actually got the problem there. It's just a really thin bit of plastic, and even if it's the best plastic, it's gonna snap after a certain time. And of course, you have the attack thing on its back, which does that noise. So that is the Dimorphodon. Now we're getting on to the ones I'm most excited for. I'm gonna leave Dilophosaurus. Oh god, shush, you're spoiling yourself. We're gonna go into Ceratosaurus first. Now this, if you might recognize it, is the Ceratosaurus from Jurassic Park 3, or at least it has the colours from Jurassic Park 3. It has some nice hands there. They're not T-Rex hands, they're not like the hands that have been taken off another model and placed on this model. They are just unique to this one. Oh, there you go, I've set off the the thingy. So how to do its attack is by pressing the tail down, and he bites. Now you may recognize that sound effect. We're just going to hear it once more. Yeah, that is the T-Rex sound effect with a bite at the end of it. I don't know why they decided to go with the T-Rex sound effect. It's not a T-Rex for a start. And, I mean, the Ceratosaurus never made a sound effect in the Jurassic Park 3 either. But we got some pretty cool sound effects from Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. I know that Hasbro doesn't really own the rights to it, but it is a Universal product, so I don't know why they couldn't have just added something like that, or even made up a sound effect, just not the T-Rex, because anybody who listens to this can tell instantly that that is the T-Rex sound effect, as well as its wound sound effect, which I will say its wound is massive. Its wound sound effect is also a T-Rex sound effect. So we're basically looking at a T-Rex disguised as a Ceratosaurus. I will say its paint job is phenomenal. It is beautiful. It isn't just sort of copied from one side to the other. Even the leg. No, Dilophosaurus! Did I break it? Oh no, I hope I didn't break it. I don't think I broke it. Anyway, even its leg has paint on it. This leg, I mean, its leg can't move too much, but just the fact that they would have been made separately, and that the leg even got some paint over the top of it, just to make it sort of blend in that much better when the product is assembled. Just that level of detail really just makes me happy that, you know, they put some love into it for a change, when you have all these other things that are like just meh. You got a normal color, you got the pupil, then just a little bit of highlight. Ceratosaurus, definitely worth your money, definitely. Out of all of them so far, but the one that I'm most excited for, and my favorite carnival, is of course the Dilophosaurus. Look how beautiful it is. We're just going to address, it has a really thick tail. Really thick, but I like it. I like that it looks like it's made for balance, this tail. This Dilophosaurus also has a wound mark, which makes this noise, which is the whoop. It's the whoop. And I cannot remember a toy that was a Dilophosaur that made the whoop sound effect. Usually the Dilophosaur toys make the like sorry, they make that sound effect. I almost did my throat in there. They make that sound effect, and we've heard that a million times. But the fact that this is its like injury sound effect is just, oh, it's like a wave of nostalgia. You remember the first noise you hear of the Dilophosaur is that whoop sound effect. So I'm really glad that they've added that in. Now for the attack, you push the tail down, and that actually releases this little spit pellet that you get with it. So I am actually going to put it in its mouth. Oh god, it's like, oh, it's eating vomit. There you go, clicks in, and I'm just going to fire it and see if we can actually set off the Ceratosaurus's wound. No. You hear that sound effect? For one, the roar sounds a bit like droned and dying, like a toy that's running out of battery. And then the sound effect at the end is supposed to be a spit, but it sounds more like a slurp. Like, reverse the slurp sound effect? Would that not have made a spit? In theory, it sounds like it would have if they just reversed it. It's spit, however. Looks like it doesn't go that far. Oh, you're not gonna spit? Now, this is the bit that always got me about Dilophosaur toys, and it is the frill. The frill is so iconic with Dilophosaurus now, and Jurassic Park is completely to blame for it. But when I was a kid, I know that I didn't want its frill always to be out, if at all, because you don't want it always going out looking like this. You sort of, when you're making toys and you've got like people coming to the park and just making your own scenarios in your head, you want them to see the Dilophosaur looking nice, normal, and then when it comes to attack, it does this frill, and they're all like, ah! And they all like die. This is where we go back in history to compare this to the Dilophosaur toys of the past. So bear with me. Starting all the way back with Jurassic Park, the one you would probably call now, or just Jurassic Park, we have this little guy. Now this is possibly one of my favorite Dilophosaurus toys. One, it doesn't have the frill, and it looks so movie accurate to the one in the movie. Like, its colouring is lovely. You got that green with some, like, a hint of colour, a red just below the neck to like signify that's where the crest is, and I'm pretty sure you see that in the movie. That's sort of where the colourings are. A nice little white underbelly, and what's even better is that it's squishy. So what you do is you put it in water, and then you lift it up, and it squirts out water. Genius, genius! Why can't we have this nowadays? And it also comes with some little holes in its feet, so obviously you can stand it in something. Its front arms don't have any articulation, I'm gonna say. But its legs can go up and down, so it has a nice balance, and its tail is lovely. It's like this really thick, flimsy plastic rubber, but it's nice. It's sort of got a nice feeling to it. Skip forward, actually not at all really, and you have this. This is the other Dilophosaur that came out also at the same time with the Jurassic Park franchise. And this is an electronic one. Unfortunately, I don't think it has batteries in it, but you can pull its arm, and its arm actually makes its mouth go, and also it would make a sound effect of the roaring that we've heard all the time. Like, it's very squeaky now. Jesus. But it looks menacing. It looks the part. It looks awesome. But what's amazing about this one is you can take the frill off, and there you go. Look at that. Looks exactly like a Dilophosaur from the movie. It's awesome. The other arm is also posable. You have one that you can attack from, and it's got some nice little splayed feet. And there you go. A nice model from Jurassic Park. A lovely Dilophosaur with removable crest, which is amazing. Just that alone is worth it. Skip forward to Lost World. We have this one again. It got recolored and not as nice. It was some blue, cream colored. It wasn't in Lost World, and they just basically used it as an opportunity to repaint it and resell it. They packaged it in a lunchbox and boom, they're selling it, boom, they're selling it. But fast forward to Jurassic Park 3, and we got this fella. This is the Dilophosaur from, like I just said, Jurassic Park 3. Even though Dilophosaur wasn't in that. This one's very similar to the one that's out for Jurassic World. It has a dino damage part. It also has an attack. The attack is under the frill. Now, I spent ages just trying to remove this frill because just like the one in Jurassic Park, I thought it was possible to get this bloomin' bugger off. But try as I might, it doesn't come off, which is really disheartening. For one, it doesn't look like the Dilophosaurus at all. It's really thin and spindly like. So underneath here is where you pull, and it used to make noises. Yeah, there's no battery in, there's no life in there anymore. So I'm gonna have to say, like, in comparison to all these, I think that this is possibly the second best Dilophosaurus toy, only on par with this. But the only reason I think that it's second best is because its frill isn't removable. It has a cool movement feature that the frill never actually had, and the fact that it actually spits something that resembles frozen in time venom, blinding venom, makes it so much worth it. So I'm gonna say, out of all of these, Dilophosaurus is my favorite. Dimorphodon and Blue kind of get left at the wayside. Personally, in my opinion, if you're going to spend money, I do with these two. These are awesome. They look great. Paint job on this, animation on this, and just design in general looks awesome. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and until next time, I'll see you later.